Edmonton tonight playing Fandangos. That's 129 12 50th Street, so just south of the Yellowhead on 50th Street there. Doors will open at around 9 o'clock, but you want to go early because we're going to have a special songwriters circle to open the show, and then Charlie Major hits the stage around 10 o'clock, and he is my special guest this afternoon. His latest single, Hold Me, is coming up in just a moment, but right now I want to get you to play something live for us.
All right.
And we couldn't decide. You have so many fantastic hits. I couldn't decide which one I should ask you to play live, so I thought it's up to you, and now you can't decide.
I won't play Back in '73, because we already heard that one. I wouldn't even know how to play it anyway. That's been so long.
Well, you don't have a copy. Once I give you a copy of it, then you
That's
can
right,
play
I can learn it again. You know? I don't know, you mentioned this one just, and I thought, you know, as we were talking, trying to figure out what to play, but I figured everybody's probably still sitting at work right now, and or just getting off work, and still the work week, so I thought I'd play this. 5 days a week, the whole year through, I punch the clock and I see the job through. I'm in the morning and out by 5. Some days I tell you I feel barely alive. Well, sometimes I wonder, what do I do it for? I take all I can till I can't take anymore. Still I know I can't walk out that door. I do it for money. I do it for money. I do it for money. Hey, that's what I do it for the money. Me and the boss, we don't always see eye to eye. Can never get it right no matter how hard you try. You can't get ahead, you can't fight back. Well, you don't say a word, they give you the sack, yeah. Sometimes I wonder, what is it all about? I put it all in and I get so little out. Still I know I can't live without. I do it for money. I do it for money. I do it for money. Yeah, that's what I do it for the money. Bread on the table and clothes on my back. Roof over my head, a piece of land out back. 30 more years, I have it paid back. 30 more years, I can tell them to shove it right up there. Put your own words in there because it's probably a family show. I don't want to offend anyone. Well, sometimes I wonder, what do I do it for? I take all I can till I can't take anymore. Still I know I can't walk out that door. I do it for money. I do it for money. I do it for money. Hey, that's what I do it for. I do it for money. I do it for money. I do it for money. Hey, that's what I do it for the money. For the money. For the money. Oh.
Yay! Charlie Major live at our CFCW studios here at West Edmonton Mall. He's playing Fandangos tonight, and I hope you do get a chance to check out the show. 129 12 50th Street. What kind of show are you going to put on for everybody tonight?
Well, you know, it's a bar, and you know, when we go back to the bars, you know, we just kind of like to rock it up a little bit and have fun, you know. And you know, we're talking about, you know, 20 years, you know, so being in this business, and you know, a lot of songs that people are familiar with and like to hear, and so it's always dance with the one who brought you. So you know, we tend to play the hits for people that come out because that's what they want to hear.
Which is the song that gives you the biggest crowd reaction?
might not be bragging because I have to say, you know, there's probably a few of them, but
as I'm sure
you know,
there is, yes.
You know what? The one that I mean, that can't happen to me. The other side, for some reason, just you know, people just still react to that song. I mean, all these years later, you know, a silly little song. You know, not silly, but I mean, you know, it's just kind of a little ditty. You know, that never even. I think it was like the 4th or 5th single off that album, and it was like, you know, it wasn't in our top 3 or 4 or anything to release. You know, and once that got released, it was like the biggest song on the album, and probably the biggest song since then.
So that surprised you, that connection that it had with the audience?
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I mean, heck, you know, who am I to question? You know, I mean, if they love it, they love it, and you know, just go with it.
It can't happen to me. That's another fan favorite. That's another song that I know you've had a number of fans come up to you and tell you about their lives.
Yeah, you know, that's I've been very fortunate with that song. You know, that you can write a socially, you know, conscious song, you know, and you know, make a statement, and that helps people, you know, in life. And you know, I've had people come up and say how it's changed their lives and for the better, and it's been used in different programs across the, you know, Canada, and with the Canadian Automobile Association and other organizations to curb, you know, drinking and driving, and you know, hopefully, you know, it saved, you know, some people's lives, and you know, did what I intended it for it to do.
So after the show tonight in Edmonton at Fandango's, I know you said you're heading to Regina, and then in a couple of weeks you're heading back into the studio.
Yeah, I'll be back in the studio. We got a project going on. It's this spring is the 20th anniversary of the album, The Other Side, and so we're going to put out a 20-year retrospective of my career. Hopefully it doesn't spell the end of my career, but just a 20-year retrospective. So I'm going to the studio to record a couple songs, new songs to put on that, and so it should be a, you know, a good package.
What about the album cover? Are you going to use the same album cover from 20 years ago? Because when you walked into our studios
I look
here,
the same, don't I?
well, okay. Well, you were the first one to make fun of Danny Hooper's albums because we have a collection of his albums outside our doors here, and you were saying, "Wow, he looked young," and then I showed you another one where he looks even younger.
Yeah, he looks like Donny Osmond when he was about 14 or something. You know?
So then I went back to go look at Charlie Major's album covers, and you look fantastic. You haven't changed at all. Seriously, you haven't.
No, I have changed. Thank you very much for saying that. And it's radio, so nobody can tell. But no, I'm, you know, I'm 58 years old, and I look, you know, I may not look 58, but I certainly feel it some days.
Oh, well, Charlie Major, it's been a pleasure having you in our studios here. Check him out tonight at Fandango's, 129 12 50th Street, the old Wild West Saloon. And if you get hungry after the show, there's a great donair place right next door.
Oh, great.
Yeah, and I think our music director, Larry Donahue, has something here for you. He popped into the studio real quick.
I did. I heard the first part of the interview from my office, and I couldn't believe that you don't have a copy of Back in '73. So I have two things to do. I'm going to be presenting you with this Back in '73.
Great.
And then I need to give you have to give me 99 cents so I can give it to the artist.
That's
we
right.
have to make sure the artist gets their
He's got to get his royalties.
That is just awesome.
Oh,
okay, before
you.
you go, I want to close the show, your interview here, with your latest single called Hold Me. Before I play it, tell us about it.
You know, it's a song that, you know, some days, I mean, I think everybody, you know, goes through this, you know, you have a hard day, no matter what it is, whether, you know, working or anything, and you come home and, you know, you just don't feel like saying anything. You don't feel like talking or anything. You just need somebody to put their arms around you and make you feel like everything's all right in the world, you know. And they don't have to say anything, don't have to do anything more than that. And that's how I wrote this song, is just hold me.
Charlie Major, thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Have a great show.
Thank you.